Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives.
Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson, and this is our Daily Gratitude Call. Appreciate you being on the call today, and want to welcome anybody, especially new people that are maybe this is your first time listening to the podcast. Want to welcome you and invite you to come on our call live. We have a lot of fun here. Even before we start the recording, we do some rounds of gratitude, and we get to find out a little bit about what's going on in each other's lives, and it's just a fun way to connect. So I invite you to come on live if you can, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and just go to my website, wileenbenson.com/gratitude. I think there's a little section on, I think that's what it is. It might be /gratitude/ something like that. But anyway, you can click on gratitude once you get there, and it'll have all this information about gratitude and how to get on live. Or you can just join our Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude on Facebook, and the banner across the top has the information about how to join live, and there's a video that I've, pinned at the top. So it's like the top post has a video that explains how to, what we do here on the call. So I think it's there. Maybe it's just the link to go onto my website to watch that video. Anyway, all the information is there, either on the Facebook group or on my website. So we'd love to have you join live. Today, as we were talking about what we were grateful for before we started the recording, there were 6 different things that were shared, 7 different things that were shared that I really felt like there was a lot of gratitude for other people showing up for us. My husband's out mowing the lawn right now, and I'm just super grateful that I've never had to mow the lawn in all the years that we've been married. It's not that I, have set my foot down and said I'm never mowing the lawn. It's just he's always done that, and there are certain things that I do that he's never had to do, and so we have a great give and take and energy exchange, where we show up, within the marriage and the things that we're good at and skilled at and that we want to do. I know that there are, I've had handymen come, or repairmen, or repair people, or, just there's so many different things. One of our ladies on the call, Mary, said that she has her yard work done. She lives in a place where they do the yard work for her, and, that's really nice. One of our callers' husband had a stroke earlier this year, and he hasn't been able to do the yard work, and she said she's had neighbors that have stepped up and pitched in and helped her to get her yard work done. So, there's people all around us that we rely on to do things that we're either not good at, don't like to do, maybe our skills don't lie in that area, or maybe we just don't have time. Maybe it's just something that we could do if we really, chose to, but we would rather put our time in other areas. And so I felt like today, because there's so much gratitude around the things that other people do for us and free our time up, or, give us the opportunity to do things that are within our skills and our purpose and our mission and calling, that delegating tasks, I felt like, would be a good focus for today. So gratitude for delegating tasks, and I'm going to set the timer for 90 seconds, and we're just going to have a silent meditation for 90 seconds on gratitude for delegating tasks, and just write down whatever comes to you. And then after the 90 seconds, we'll share it and see what we learn. So 90 seconds. Gratitude for delegating tasks. Begin. All right. I am really grateful that I have people within my own family who are willing to help and support me. In my guest closet, I've been moving. We've been doing a lot of moving furniture around and changing things in our house to make it's mostly to create more alignment, being more in integrity with who we are as a family and who I am as a person now. We've lived in this house for 33 years, and so it started out with just me and Clint, and then we had 3 kids, and they were toddlers and babies and growing up, and now they're adults and starting to leave the nest, and most of them, most of the time it's just Clint and me again. And so it's an opportunity for me to kind of rearrange things to fit more me, rather than fitting how does this best fit the family and everybody being happy. I'm starting to shift back to how does this fit just me and Clint, and if my kids like it, great. If they don't, then that's okay, because I know they're not going to be here that much longer. So we've been doing a lot of furniture moving lately, and I've been really grateful to have physical strength to help with that. My son-in-law, Jeremy, has come over a couple times and helped me move some things. And even my brother, Todd, he's a cabinet builder, and he knows all about moving furniture. He does it every day. And, moving cabinets around from place to place. And so he even came over and helped with some things, took some time out of his work schedule, and I've appreciated that. And because Clint's been disabled for 22 years, 23 years, somewhere around there, of our marriage, it has fallen to me and my 3 girls a lot of times to be able to show up in our own strengths. And I've been really grateful for that as well. So I am grateful for my own strengths, and I know that there are others who are stronger than me, that I can let them help if they offer, and I can also ask. And I've learned to be able to kind of humble myself and just let go of my pride of I can do this, to calling someone, even in the middle of the day, calling my brother and saying, hey, do you have a minute, that you could just, he works just, less than a mile away and in his shop, and I just have called him sometimes and said, hey, can you stop by and just help me move this one thing? It'll take you 5 minutes. So I've learned that I can inconvenience other people when it is, to support me. And I also know that I asked my daughter to help me hang a heavy picture yesterday, and she said no. She says, I asked her if she would be willing to, and she goes, I don't really want to, right now. And I said, okay, so there are times when it's not the perfect timing for the person, and I can be okay with that. And that picture is just leaning up on top of the piano against the wall, and it's perfectly fine there until somebody's ready to help me hang that. So, just grateful that I can ask. I can accept help when it's offered, and I can also be patient if it's not the right time. Who else?
All right. My first thought was delegating tasks at a job site. So by having someone else put all the screws in the floorboards, it allows me to cut and measure and do the not tedious but technical work, and have them do the tedious work for me. It's sure a big help, and it's a good feeling, I think, to know that something you need done or want done is being done by another. So if you need the lawn mowed and you're the one doing it, and then somebody comes by and you can ask them and they do it, you delegate the task to them, it frees you up to do other things. But another delegating task is when your duties are shared by another. And if you're going to plan an event and people come in to help and you delegate the task, that lightens your load and makes it easier to get the job done. And when you're delegating a task, you're actually trusting that the other person's going to do this or that. It just makes your load easier. And then I thought about marriage, and then you're working together when you have the right partner, and each one, when you're doing something, strengthens the other by doing what they know and what they do best. And so you work on what you work on best, and then they work on the part they work best, and a huge task gets done. So delegating tasks is supporting each other and working with each other to accomplish a greater goal.
Wow, lots of really powerful principles here that you've shared, Michael. I want to just point out three of them. First, the thing that I heard was, that it frees you to do the other things that are your specialty, and that's so true in each one of our lives. Once we discover what our purpose and our mission and our calling is, that if we waste our time on doing things that aren't in the realm of that purpose, of our own specific purpose, then first of all, we're taking jobs away from someone who that is their purpose. If you've got an assistant there who isn't as skilled at doing the measuring and the planning and everything, if you're doing if you're putting the screws in the floor, then what's that person doing? I mean, they're just standing around waiting to be told what to do, and it's a waste of time and energy because, you're wasting your energy on something that could be done by somebody else. So, it really serves both people to be able to do the things that are within the realm of their skill and their ability, their purpose, if you will, to provide the piece that is going to be the most valuable. You wouldn't think that just screwing screws into a floorboard, because I remember hammering nails into the floorboards when we were building our house when I was a kid. I was probably 15 years old, and I'm hammering nails in the floorboards while my dad is doing all the measuring and cutting, like you're saying, the things that he could do. And that was very important. It was a very important part of the process of getting the house built quicker. So doing your own thing, it reminds me of a volleyball team where if somebody's on the back row and they keep running up to try to, spike the ball when the front row is supposed to be doing that. And that leads me to the second thing that I wanted to point out you said was trust. That, when you do delegate those duties, you're trusting that that person is going to do a good job. It really does take a lot of trust, and you mentioned like within a marriage, to allow each person within the team or within the marriage or whatever to you're trusting that they're going to do a good job, and that you're not going to have to, that you don't like go constantly be micromanaging or whatever. And then the third thing that I heard you say was how it conserves energy. It allows you, if you're spreading the load, then, say with an event like you mentioned where you're getting ready, if you try to do it all, then by the time the event happens, you're so exhausted you can't even enjoy being at the party. So it is important to delegate so that we can spread that energy out, so that everybody it just lightens the load for everyone. Thank you.
I was thinking about how we delegate the military over our defense and over how quickly our world is changing, and how hard it is to adjust to the new threats and to just recognize them. And yet we've got people that are perfect for this job and that could really be incremental, and how important it is to delegate it to somebody who just has that natural ability. You look in the scriptures and how just somebody is so stalwart and just so perfect for that job that they start doing it at like age 15 or 16 over a whole commanding armies of people who are almost 3 times your age, and just how much respect and ability that they had, so much confidence to trust somebody so young that just had that natural ability. I'm always amazed at those parts of the scriptures where one man makes such a huge difference, and how we can make a huge difference in what little area that we are called to do. And I so appreciate our military and for just the underlying things that get done, and I wish we paid them better, because it is so important, and yet we neglect them so much, and especially in showing our gratitude and appreciation.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I am so grateful. Like you said, we have new threats coming to us all the time, and there are people who are prepared for that. They've been trained for that. They have natural abilities to just naturally and immediately shift, to face those new threats, and we can just live our lives and feel happy that we live in a free country. Thank you. Okay, we are getting close to the end of our time. Is there anybody that would like to share just one last thing before we shift over to our permission process? All right, we'll go ahead and shift over to our next, our permission process of our call. This is an opportunity for us to just take a moment, take a deep breath, and just feel some gratitude for all of these things that we've learned in this mastermind during this call, of what we've learned about delegating tasks and how important it is for us to be able to show up in our greatness, our skill, our genius, perform the tasks that are best suited to us, and also to let go of ego and pride, and to let other people show up in their greatness, and to trust, and to feel gratitude for those people who are gifted and talented in other ways, have natural abilities and skills, and that are willing to show up and serve with us to spread the energy out so that we all are uplifted together and we all have a great experience. Just take a deep breath and just be aware of all the different ways that we delegate tasks and that we take care of the tasks that have been delegated to us. And as as you're focusing on this attitude of gratitude and delegating, what is the number one limiting belief coming up for you right now? And as you look at that limiting belief, I invite you to examine the cost of it. If you hold on to that limiting belief, just read that limiting belief that you've written down. And if you allow your life to be dictated by this limiting belief, what will the outcome be? What is the likely outcome of this limiting belief? What's the cost of it? And as you look at the cost, just take a moment right now and make a decision within yourself. You can give yourself permission to choose a new belief and choose a different outcome because of that, or you can hold on to that limiting belief. If you are not willing to let it go, you do have the choice to keep it. But now you know, the blinders are off, you know what the cost is of holding on to that limiting belief. So now is the time to choose. Do you want to keep that limiting belief, or do you want to give yourself permission to choose new? And if you're ready to give yourself permission to choose new belief, then say yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and choose some new beliefs. So what is a new belief that would take the place of that old limiting belief and give you a totally new outcome? And one last question. I'm going to take another deep breath. And what is the one most important thing that you can do to integrate these new beliefs into your life right now? So this is your inspired shortcut. If there's one thing that you can do to really create a shortcut for yourself to being to allowing these new beliefs to be how you run your life now, what is the one most important thing that you can do today that will bring these new beliefs into reality so that they are true in your life and you have evidence of the truth of them? So look over your new beliefs and be open to know what is the one most important thing that you can do today to bring these new beliefs to life so that they are true in your life right now. All right. We are at the end of our time, so we don't have time to share today, but I do invite you to go to our Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, and post what you have learned today in this call. And then also, I invite you to share if you know of anybody who maybe has difficulty delegating, maybe they have a hard time trusting other people. And I don't know, maybe if you share this gratitude call, maybe when they hear this part, they'll be like, oh, that's why she shared it, because I have a hard time, because I don't trust anybody. So maybe that won't work. But always, if there's a gratitude call that's inspiring to you and someone comes to mind as, wow, this would be really good, I wish this person was on the call today, I invite you to share that. I post these, it is a podcast. You can, if you go to my website and scroll all the way down to the bottom of any of the pages, it's got all the different podcast platforms where this gratitude call is posted. There's also the blog on my website, and it's posted on the Breakthrough with Gratitude page every day as well. And you can sign up for the daily gratitude message, and it'll come right to your email. So there's lots of ways that you can have access to this, and I encourage you to utilize it. Re-listen to the ones that are inspiring to you, and share those ones that you feel would be inspiring for other people. I'd love to spread the message of gratitude around the world. Thank you all for being on the call today. If you would like to have a 15-minute call with me, just free, to have a different perspective on a situation that you're struggling with, I would love to do that. Just go to askwylene.com, and you can have a 15-minute conversation with me. So thank you all for being on the call. We'll look forward to tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, and I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, wylenebenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.